Hey everybody, welcome back to Conversations with Kai and Tara, Tara and Kai. We are going to dive right in today, and our topic for episode 23 is what if things don't work out the way you planned? And this is especially a very close to my heart kind of topic because we were going to record today with Tara, and life really does happen at a moment's notice sometimes, and we were unable to do so. But she will be with us again next time. So currently, I am on the our children's room, and as a minimalist, I'm gonna make happen these podcasts, everything every single Thursday. And one step I've already taken up is I got a new microphone thanks to my incredible husband. And today's episode with Conversations Worth Having with Kai and Tara is called What If Things Don't Work Out the Way You Planned? And I have a lot to say about that because there is a very high probability that life will not really turn out the way you expected it to turn out. And there's a lot of learning lessons there when it goes a little bit differently than you had envisioned. So let's start here. Welcome back to Conversations Worth Having with Kai and Tara. As you know, I'm your host, Kai, and this podcast creator. And we are diving in today completely unscripted, even though I wrote everything down at 6 a.m. Estonian time. And from the heart. Okay, so unscripted and from the heart. Let's start here. What if things don't work out the way you planned? What if? What if? Did you know that when you have other people in your life that you have to consider, sometimes things do not work the way you had planned for them to work? I'm going to give you a example. You probably never planned for your parent to age so much quicker than you had a hope for. You probably didn't plan to really feel the mental and financial burden that somebody else's decisions or lack of decisions may or may not cause you. And I want to emphasize the fact that when things don't work out exactly the way you had planned, they will still completely work out. They will just work out a little bit differently. And I want to really make sure that I highlight that when you have other people in your life that you have to consider, very often things do not work out the way you had planned. So, for example, I'm going to give you a very personal example from years ago. I mean, many, many years ago when I was only like 14 and my mom immigrated to the United States for better opportunities, meaning there is a possibility to make more money. I had envisioned in my head that she will be coming back to Estonia, my mom and dad will be together again, and things will turn out just fine. Well, anyway, life lessons at 14, that did not work. I ended up having a stepfather in the United States, and my parents, split up. So from, in my opinion, a pretty early age, you kind of had to adapt to the changes that life will throw your way without breaking at a quite early age. And to do so is a skill that will come as you mature. I'm a very mature person, but a lot of the things in my life I'm not immature with because those are necessary things like adapting to change. And when you fall, you get back up. You don't stay down. Anyway, so perhaps you did not plan for your anxiety, for example, to get much worse when you age in social settings. I certainly did not plan for that. I did not plan to go to the grocery store and literally count seconds so that I don't possibly have a panic attack in public. I did not plan for that at all. I thought that as we age, we have a better grip on on our anxiety and our feelings. However, I'm learning that especially for women, with changes in your hormones, the anxiety could possibly be worse than ever before, which is another thing that you need to be prepared for, A, and B, adapt and take it as your possibly new normal. And I have ways to cope with some of that as well, to make sure that you still have exposure therapy so you don't just isolate yourself, because that can become a spiral. Anyway, so let's get back to it, because I tend to drift off sometimes. So perhaps you did not plan for your anxiety to get much worse when you age in social settings, making it barely impossible to be outdoors with other people. Also, perhaps you did not plan for your health to decline, even though you have only been eating organic and working out daily with limited dairy and limited stress, right? We never planned for that. Perhaps you did not plan for your parents' health and self-love to decline so terribly that somehow you became responsible for their well-being. Who else will help you? Who else will help them if not you, right? Especially if you're an only child or if you have siblings and they can barely cope with their own life. There are many things in life that we did not plan for. Let me turn the page here. I put did not plan for into quotes because sometimes life plans itself around us and we have to adapt and take a U-turn or completely get off the road sometimes. What are some of the things we can do today to make sure that when life happens and our plans is in capital letters, OUR, when our plans change, what do we do so that we do not lose ourselves? So that we do not become depressed, we do not have anger lead our ways. What can we do today when we are not multimillionaires or billionaires or people who have help? You see a lot of those influencers online recently that just quit their jobs, open up these cafe places somewhere near the ocean. Listen, that's not real life, okay? That's not what everybody can always do. Real life is struggle, worry, and adapting and trying to find joy daily. Like real life does not work where you just, bounce on out of there unless there's some serious financial planning that you've done so that you can, live the life that you want. But we'll get to that in another podcast. So, what if we're it, right? What if we're it? How can we keep it all together when life is happening and there are other people and their needs to consider? And there are also our own needs and changes to consider. First thing we have to do is not negotiable, okay? It's not negotiable. I learned that with my small little skin cancer thing that I'm still I'm all clear, but that really will give you some perspective. Any kind of C word is just like sober. It sobers you. So first thing we have to do, and it's a completely non-negotiable, is staying calm. Stay calm. Well, Kai, how in the actual duck do you expect me to stay calm when XYZ is happening to me and ABC is happening to her or him? I'm here to tell you that you do not have a choice. Okay? Freaking out does nothing and it helps no one. I've been there. I've begged, cried, prayed, asked, screamed, etc., etc., etc. for years. For years. Until 2026 at 39 and now suddenly 40 years old, when I decided no more. I decided that I took the responsibility to control my behaviors and emotions and stop trying to control the outcome. Still working on that. Still a daily struggle, but I'm working on it. I'm certain that with the stress I've felt the last 5 years or so, it caused my cells to cause my skin cancer. I'm certain of it. For the last 5 years or so, I've expressed out loud, I can't do so much. I can't do this all alone. I can't care for XYZ. I need help. And I felt not listened to. So listeners, you and I are responsible for our own actions and behaviors, even when life hits the fan. Today, not tomorrow, today, stay off Facebook for 1 to 4 times per week, starting today. So my Instagram is linked to my Facebook. I'm a password forgetter, okay? I don't have a Facebook app, so my Instagram goes directly to my Facebook. I guess it posts some things, which is great. Hopefully I'll get some followers for this podcast. And that's fine if it helps you. I'm very grateful that you're here. And please do share it with your friends and family and loved ones. But I stay off Facebook. Something about Facebook is extremely unhealthy for me, for my mental health. So I stay off it. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. You can email me. You can follow me on Instagram. You can call me. I don't care for Facebook. It is what it is. So anyway, so today, not tomorrow, today, stay off Facebook 1 to 4 times per week starting today. See how your mental health improves. Stop reading comments from sheep who do nothing but shame others due to their own heart and soul and their own sadness. Okay, stop following sheep. Especially don't take advice from people who have never walked the walk. Never walk the walk. Okay. Focus on your breath when anxiety may be triggered by your loved ones or your own internal thoughts that are often extremely toxic. Breath, breath, breath. That's all you got. Eat something extra nutritious and make your gut and brain health a priority. Currently, for me, I'm working on cutting out caffeine, cutting out salty chips, aka my complete weakness. You can't have chips in the house. And cutting out toxic people from my life. Thankfully, I'm blessed with 99.9% amazing people. Listen, number 6, this is number 6, but listen to uplifting podcasts only when thoughts become too much to bear. Go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, and smile more. High five to others and yourself. I know that sounds super silly, but I started bringing back the high fiving recently. Highly recommend it. Go to another adult in their 40s or 30s or 20s even, and just put your hand down and be like, high five. I'm telling you, people are so excited to high five you, and it brings about such great energy. So I want to leave you with some of the things that I just left you with, but I want to make sure that what if things don't work out the way you planned? What if they work out like in a little bit of a different way, but it's still a really great way? And everything in this world is a teaching lesson for us, for you and I. I have learned over the many, many, many years that I cannot control other people. I have to love them where they're at. I have to love them where they're at. And it is so hard because 90% of people or more can do so much better, including me. We could be so much more, and we could do so much more for ourselves. It doesn't have to be this big leaping steps on opening businesses and being this influencer and da 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 da. It can just be having a routine, having a buddy to call to, working out, eating better, cutting back caffeine. It can be small baby steps, like changing your clothes is a big one. Don't stay in your pajamas all day long. It breeds depression. Anyway, if you guys found this podcast today to be helpful to you, I just want you to know that number one, you are not alone. Okay, you are never alone. And I want you to find one person you can text or call a few times per week to check up on you, and you can check up on them, somebody you love and trust. And as I've said it before on some of my Instagram shorts or whatever, those little videos, if anything else fails today, make tacos for dinner, put on the red lipstick, and wash your floors. That's it. Take it easy on yourself. It really is not that serious, and literally none of us are getting out of here alive. So please, this is Conversations Worth Having with Kai and Tara. We're so grateful for you being here. And it's okay if things don't work out the way you had planned. Sometimes they work out to be even better. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. Subscribe, like, share, Instagram, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. All right? We love you. You're beautiful. Never stop. Bye.